They know that you're the original. Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. This is a collective, timeless reading. Got my hair out today for Leo season. Happy birthday, Leos. They know that you're the original. I was looking at this coconut water can and it says the original. I know, isn't it crazy? They have them in cans. I usually buy the big cardboard ones. But I was looking at this can because I was like, oh, it's a can. That's crazy. And I was really drawn to the words the original. You know, like how you can take a photo or a document and you can duplicate it on your computer and it says copy. I'm seeing it's provable that something was a copy. I know I've talked a lot about this recently. My reading right before this, I talked about that the copycat strikes again. But for some of you, this is more serious with the Eight of Pentacles. Like, this is literally your work. Something's coming to a close, guys. Something is being investigated. Now, not for everybody is it going to be your work, meaning like this is your job. I look at the Eight of Pentacles as like your life's confirmation, your life's work. This would be like somebody coming in and draining all of your energy to the point that you can't even function anymore. So if you have resonated with past readings on this sort of discussion, this reading is about the fact that something has been discovered with the Page of Swords. Something has been being investigated and now they have solid evidence or proof. A while ago, months ago, I started talking about how receipts were going to be surfacing in July. Now, when you see this reading, it's not going to be July anymore, but I'm filming it still in July. We are at the last bit here, and I feel like someone was literally looking down at their watch, at the clock, hearing that ticking sound, waiting for the month of July to be over. You could have even made some sort of prediction. Like, you could have thought to yourself, like, oh, this will come to light in July, like we've been talking about. And it might not be that literal, guys. This is just some sort of an internal compass. I'm seeing the High Priestess, that you know intuitively that something's about to hit the fan. Because for a lot of people here, this is more about you personally, the original. This has to do with more than just somebody stealing your work or your ideas, which is illegal. And some people are being investigated, have been being investigated. They keep correcting me. They're saying, we've come to the end of something with the Death card here, Scorpio energy, secret hidden things with the 8th house. Someone thought that they could get away with something. For some of you, this has been going on for so long that you've just adapted to it. I'm hearing like what is that called? Adaptogens? Oh, sorry. It's like you go blank. It's like, oh. Have you found yourself feeling that way? I feel like I'm like the life's being drained out of me and like the blood is just like going somewhere and I don't know where it's going and my mind is blank and I don't know who I am or where I am. I don't really even know how to help myself. I just feel kind of like I'm just shriveling away into nothingness. and everything's going dark. And oh, it's just so nice right here. I'll just lay down for just a little while. This is like going into a room full of poisonous gas and you just slowly fall to sleep. You slowly fall asleep. I feel like I'm going to be getting really angry in this reading, and it's not obviously anything to do with you guys. This energy, I have such a vehement hatred that against this sort of energy that I have given my life to expose it. You understand what I'm saying on that? Like, this sort of energy has attacked me since I was a little girl. I have barely been able to fucking survive my life. I have not had a moment of peace my entire existence. They have taken everything I am, everything that I identify as myself, and it has taken me so many years to even begin to reassimilate again, like to become who I actually am without all the interference, without stealing everything from me, without abusing me, without trying to change the narrative or gaslight or get a group of people to come up against me, or it's me against 20 people, so obviously I'm the wrong one, and everybody gang stalking and taking things and making it look like they're theirs and copying things and saying they were never mine to begin with. This is something that happens to people like us. And it's because of this, the yellow. This is the solar plexus energy. This is where the confidence comes from to be who you are in a world that does not celebrate that. This world, whether we want to admit it or not, they celebrate groupthink. They celebrate sheeple. This is not a political statement, although it very well could be. This world celebrates conformity. So the fact that you and I both have had the cojones to stand up against adversity just to walk down the street, that takes all the confidence in the world to do that. These people could never, they would never. So what they do instead is they cloak themselves with your energy through energy vampirism, through mentalism. They drain it from your brain. I put out a reading called They Stole Passwords to Your Brain. That's an asterisk to that one, where this is not meant to be a triggering reading. This shit is fucking over with the death card. This is something that is over. It's already over. It's in the process of being over, I should say. Judgment, yes. I knew that I was right about the July thing. I knew it. Like I had an understanding in my heart with the star that this message wasn't just for me. That this was a group thing. In the same way that they gather people together into a group think and gather these people up against us and gang stalk us and do all of these things that cause us to become paranoid freaks, basically. And no offense to us, confirmation. I'm just saying, there has been so many moments where I'm like, what is your freaking problem, dude? You're not crazy. You're fine. Those people are not watching you. It's like, let me explain this. Because I've never heard one person explain what this means. Not one. People talk about gang stalking, right? This is what I think it means. I don't think it has anything to do with the people that are actually stalking you. They're pawns, they're NPCs, even. This is my opinion. I don't think these things are what they seem at all. This is part of a bigger plan to do what I'm explaining in this reading, which is that you are being proven as the original. So every single thing that was stolen from you, even if you've let it go and you've moved on with your life and you've rebuilt multiple times and you've let all that go and you just considered it gone, it doesn't matter. It's all coming back to you, even if you don't want it anymore. I'm seeing you it's like all this stuff is being dropped off at your house that used to belong to you, and it's not even your style anymore. It's kind of like a full wardrobe from like 2003 with all of these like nice pieces, but it's not even your style anymore. It's like you've had to reinvent yourself multiple times, and I'm hearing every single time it's only been better. Have you ever lost something before? Like, whether it was an essay, a project that you were doing for school or something important for work with the Eight of Pentacles, where it's like you worked your heart out on something, you gave it your all, and then something happened where either your entire laptop shut down. This has literally happened to me before, and I'm going to tell it in a second because I forgot about this, and this is a hacker situation. This is crazy. I forgot about that, but yeah, that was back at Poppy's house. But hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I told you I'm going to get really agitated in this reading because this energy makes me fucking. I want to literally put every single one of these people behind bars by my own hand on behalf of people that I don't even know, because that's how much I hate this energy. This sort of energy is so fucking lethal because it's all in the shadows. You can't prove it, and you look crazy if you say anything. Okay? So this is why I hate it, because a lot of you guys are empaths and you give people the benefit of the doubt. You love people. You care about people. You give people 1,000 chances that are narcissistic energy vampires that are only there to steal from you, hate you, lie about you, and then at the same time are jacking off to your picture and wearing your energy like skin so that they can get more in their life. So they hate you, but they're using you. So that's why they don't let you go. They're not coming back around because they love you. They're coming back around because they want to use you again, because they've run out of your juicy energy, just like an addict runs out of heroin. And my brother died of an overdose from fentanyl. So I'm not saying that disrespectfully. I'm just saying it's like that. So the laptop thing. Years ago at Poppy's house, I had a laptop. Nothing was ever wrong with this laptop, right? All of a sudden, the entire thing, I don't even know how to put it into words. They've never seen something like this at the Apple store. Like, they didn't even know what to say to me, except I went through hours and hours and hours and hours with this guy, and he was like so apologetic. And he basically, by the end of it, was like, I'm so sorry. This is a brick. You can't use this. This is done. So basically, what I found out was the person that I originally bought this laptop from, this was years later. This is what's fucking crazy. I apologize for so many F-bombs in this reading. Just stroke the flowers, Melissa. Stroke the flowers. All right. So this was years later. Basically, let me cut the story short. This person, this is my hypothesis, because it was a mystery to the Apple store. That this person that I originally bought the laptop from hacked it and stripped everything off of the laptop. The laptop was not able to be accessed. Guys, it wasn't just like, oh, the laptop stopped working or it was a battery issue. The laptop, it would turn on and it was like everything, like I couldn't access anything. I'm sorry, I'm getting upset. This is all part of the energy. This laptop's long gone. And this time I bought it new so that I didn't deal with this anymore. Hackers is a real thing, and it's a spiritual thing, and it's a concept I'm trying to bring through, and I'm not doing a good job because I'm so fucking tired. I have not slept in 3 days. I have been battling literal hell. I've been battling demons from hell. I have not been able to rest in a really long time, to be honest with you guys, but recently it's become to the point where every minute feels like 3 hours. Like 1 minute feels like 3 hours. And I have been doing spiritual warfare nonstop, consistently, to the point that I'm just like, this is coming to a head, and that's why I'm making this video, because the original, they told me it's time. They said, "We told you July." It's the last few days of July as I am filming this. So, just whatever. I'm so, like, upset. Like, I don't know how else to say it. And I'm voicing all of this because I know that who this is for knows the feelings that I'm feeling right now. This has been such a long battle, and it's been a battle that we didn't even know where to begin with, because it's almost as if it's like going. I'm just going to put a trigger warning on this entire reading and a disclaimer that I'm not a doctor. Bring out TW, Hong Kong, hello everybody, nice to see you. It's TW, the trigger warning clown. Just put a trigger warning on this whole thing because I've mentioned certain things that need to be disclaimed. But this would be like going to a doctor and they cannot find what's wrong with you. Like it's almost as if it's like a new disease that doesn't exist or something. Like, there's something so frustrating and so agitating about this energy that I just want to rip my skin off and be a different person again. And I've done this so many times. And I don't mean that in a weird way, guys. Obviously, I'm still the same person inside. But there's something about this energy where it's like you have to move to get away from it. Like they hacked you. And I'm not saying this literally, guys, but for some of you it might be because I told you the laptop story. You know what I'm saying? But I took that laptop situation at the time and I had no money. I was a CNA. I had like $12 in my bank account. I could not afford a new laptop. I was running my Christian ministry at the time. I was doing a YouTube channel just like I am now. I had to get my videos up. I didn't have a laptop. I didn't have money to buy a new one. My car was fucked. I was in the Five of Pentacles. It was so devastating. It was like stealing a homeless man's last thing of ramen and just like laughing as you run away, energetically speaking. Like that's how I felt in that moment. Because previously I actually was homeless and then Poppy took me into his home. And this was when I lived at Poppy's. I'm sharing all of this, guys, not to just talk about myself. I'm sharing this because this is an energy that I know you can fill in your own blanks with. Does that make sense? I'm trying to like showcase emotions and showcase frustrations and showcase stories so that you can be like, this is what's happened to me, just with different details. And let us know in the comments if you feel comfortable with sharing. Because for some of us, a more recent phenomenon has been literal copycatting, like, of your work. Like, I'm a creator. This happens, right? And I don't want to say I don't have a problem with it because there is a line to this. It's not just with art, especially. It's like that has somebody's name on it. You can't just take a screenshot and then share it as your own work. That's actually illegal. But when it comes to recreation, like say somebody tomorrow shows up with a yellow background, a yellow shirt, and Leo hair, right? That's like taking inspiration from somebody's work and recreating it with your own flair, right? That's a different thing, right? That's under a certain what is it called? It's like C0 or something like that, where as long as you like recreate the original in your own way, then it becomes your work. But I'm seeing this as not that, guys. I'm not seeing somebody being like, "Oh, cute, where'd you get those sunglasses?" And then they go like buy them. This is like they stole these exact sunglasses, started wearing them, and then claimed they were never yours to begin with. I know that's a dumb example because who cares about glasses, but this can be way more severe. This is like I'm saying copying, but it's not really copying. It's more stealing outright and then claiming not only is it this person's thing to begin with, but then if you say anything, they make you look crazy. Like, what are you talking about? I've had these glasses since I went to Japan 3 years ago. These are mine. Like, you can't even get these in America. These are from Japan. Are you fucking stupid? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you okay? It's that sort of energy that I'm seeing the dialogue. And for a lot of us here, we kind of were just like, you know what? I don't even care. I have so many ideas. I can come out with another idea tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, we are so creative. We are so bold in our expression with the yellow solar plexus energy that we're kind of just like, we riff off of it. Years ago, I had a mentor who was an excellent bass guitarist. And he was a guitarist as well, and he played like so many instruments, right? But he was one of my mentors, and he taught me about guitar. He taught me if you make a mistake while you're playing, riff on that. Make it seem like you meant to do it. Like, say you make a mistake, you kind of just you just kind of add a little something in there, jazz it up, make it look like it was intentional. Make the mistake look cool. Like, make the mistake look like not only did you intend to do it, but it's actually the point in the song that people like the most because it's almost like you overemphasized something and put more attention into that part. Does that make sense? So we're good at that. Who I'm speaking to here. We know how to do that shit. We are masters with the 8 of Pentacles. So somebody could steal literally every single thing you are, every single bit of you that makes you unique, even if it's niche. This is stuff that like it would be hard to just outright copy you guys because you're unique. You're your own people. You have gone through hell and back. Helen, someone's name could be Helen. You've gone through hell and back to obtain this confidence. So for us, people like stealing and copying and stuff, we're like, we're happy we're just fucking alive. Some of us here, like, we're not talking about like, oh my god, so and so like stole my work, and it's like we don't care. We literally don't care. But this is where it becomes illegal, and this is why it's being looked into, is because this is literal theft. This is literal theft, and I'm not just talking about content creation, guys. I'm just saying, as an example, this is not artistic expression. This is stealing everything on your hard drive and using it as their own for their own gain, and then for some of you, publicly bashing you because they don't want to get caught that they stole your stuff. So they're trying to intimidate you, bully you. They're trying to make you feel like if you say anything, they already have a group of people that they've prepped to gang up on you, to make you look extra crazy, to be like, yeah, what are you talking about? Like, I was with her when she bought blah, blah, blah. It's like, you were not with her. You didn't even know her 4 years ago. I didn't even know her 4 years ago. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Half the time, I do not care, and I know a lot of you guys are this way as well. I feel like a lot of us watch these readings because we're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. It's not even about, like, I want my stuff back. They stole from me. It's more, what the fuck is going on in my life? I'm trying to just even, like, comprehend what anything is. Like, we have Mercury in Leo retrograde, and I have a natal Mercury in Leo. So just keep that in mind today. I'm just like letting it all out. So, okay. And also just keep in mind what I'm talking about today. This is not one particular thing. This has been a lifelong thing for me. Let me know what you guys have gone through here. Because this is not this is not like flattery, like somebody being like, I love your style, I want to copy it. If it was just that, I feel like that's a different category, but even that can get really, really weird because people, once they start to see that it's nothing to do with your style or your gifts, like your skills, because a lot of people are good at a lot of things, right? So you could have 10 people in a room that are good at the same thing, and you might not even be technically the best, but you are the best because your energy is unique. It breaks the, you know how people talk about how um you need to understand the rules on a very deep level so that you are able to break them. You're that person. You know something so back and forth, like the back of your hand, and this could be anything. This could just even be like energy, you understand the world in a certain way. You understand it so clearly that you have the spiritual authority to break the rules, so to speak, because it's almost like you're in the back room helping to create the new rules. Does that make sense? Like, I'm sorry guys, I'm not trying to get like frustrated. This is my natural hair. Just give me a second, guys. How do you like the yellow background, by the way? This is such a big message to unpack that I'm having a hard time with it. The world, but something is coming to a close. This whole thing, right? This is a thing. This is a thing that has happened to y'all for many, many, many years, and it's about energy. It's not about, and it's not to say you're not very talented, but it's not about your talent. It's not about your skill. It's not even about the idea itself. It's your energy because you're like self producing. Does that make sense? And that's why we let these motherfuckers get away with this stuff for so long because, yes, maybe we get upset or we're like, that was mine, or they stole that, or they're using me, or they're not really my friend, they're a frenemy, or that ex was actually a narcissist. They were an energy vampire. They triangulated me just so that they could suck up my energy when I found out that they were sleeping with my friend. They do the most inhumane things. I have an album called Dehumanized. They do the most dehumanizing things. Yes, because they want to see you suffer, but it's actually not even that personal. That's the crazy thing. Is that you would think, "Oh, they hate me so much. They have a vendetta against me." You know, this is what's going to hurt your ego even more. It's not even about that. It's not even about them hating you. They just want your energy. It's not even personal. They're not like, oh, I hate this person because of this and that and this and that. They don't even know you. They don't know anything about you. I've known people that have been close to me for years that know absolutely nothing about me. Literally, they know nothing about me. Literally, it's like the craziest fucking thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like these people, they don't even hate us. They just want to use what you have. So I would just let that go now. I wouldn't even hold it in your heart like too deeply in every case. Like, oh, these people hate me. They just want to see me fail. They want to see you fail because the worse you fail and the worse you feel, that's the moment they come in and extract. You understand what I'm saying? They, and some of them, they go bigger and badder every time. Some of them, they like plan for this. It's almost kind of like, it's like foreplay. I can't even be like funny in this reading. I can't even be like theatrical like I want to. Because it's drained me to the point where in the past, trigger warning, I didn't even want to die because I'm like I hate myself so much. I don't want to live. It was more just like giving up, like the feeling of giving up. And I'm not trying to depress you guys. I'm just saying it's like when you get so tired that you just want to lay down on the floor with like no blanket, no pillow, just curl up like a little bug or something because that's how they make us feel. And just for 5 minutes, just to have a little bit of like reprieve because when we are in our own energy, we are fine. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that you're totally fine? When you are not being energy harvested by these people? Like, really think about that. So, it's not about you. It's not about them wanting to see you like suffer and them wanting to steal from you because they think that your ideas are good. And I'm not trying to upset you guys. I'm just trying to be honest from my personal experience, what I have understood. Right? It's obviously not like this in every single case. This is just the research I have, right? And obviously it's my own stuff. So I would need like 5 to 10 more direct cases to then compare them against each other and average out the main message of what connects between all of these 5 to 10 cases. But in reality, I can do that now because I've seen that through the years working with people. I've worked from people from the start, right? So I've had a lot of different situations that I've been in that I have worked directly with people one-on-one and in groups. And I just didn't speak about the things that I knew until very recently, um, because I felt like I would be killed. So, yeah. Death card, 4 of swords. And some of you are going to be like, are you okay? Guys, I have been living this for many years behind the scenes, just trying to survive, right? And I'm not saying that in a way of like making you concerned about me and stuff. I'm just saying if you know, you know. It doesn't matter if I'm in a penthouse driving my Rolls Royce home from the airport when I return back. It doesn't matter if I am in some stinky guy's Uber that I'm leaving my hostel that cost me $70 for the night as opposed to $7,000. It doesn't matter how much money or recognition or anything that people have. At the end of the day, they have stolen our identities. And this is what I mean by that. Our will to live. Someone's name could be Will. And I don't even mean that in a depressing way. Again, this is not about suicidal ideation. It is for some of us, or it was in the past, right? But that's not what I'm talking about today. This is like other people. I shouldn't even call them people. They're entities. They're contracts. They are agreements. For some of us, it has to do with cult. It's like MK Ultra. And some people are going to get pissed at me, but this is the Masons. And I come from that. So I know what I'm saying. So don't correct me. I had a woman coming through and being like, my grandfather was a Freemason and he was such a wonderful man. Do you know what they do? Or no? Because my grandmother said when I asked her point blank about it, she told me nothing. Right? My great grandfather was a 33-degree Freemason. And I've seen visions of people all dressed in white. This was years ago when I lived at Poppy's house. I had an open vision where it was as real as my hand in front of my face, that I was in a circle and I was holding hands with all these people wearing white, and we were out in a field, and I saw Jesus outside of this circle, and he was telling me to come with him. So I left. I took my hands back from this circle and I started following Jesus away from this group that I believe were the Freemasons. He was showing me that. This was back in 2019, I would say, that this happened. And after that, in 2021, I had a spiritual awakening that caused me to have a Christian deconstruction of my lifelong beliefs. So I went into psychosis and I had no one. Everyone around me was an op. That's how I felt. So I was completely alone in that fear, right? I imagine every single thing that you've ever believed suddenly wasn't the truth anymore to you. And only you know how you feel about things and how you process information and what your beliefs are and everything. And it wasn't by choice. It was not by choice. I mean, it was because I went with him out of the circle. I would have trusted Jesus if he told me to jump off a cliff, right? If he was like, jump off this cliff, I would have done it. So I followed Jesus' judgment. See, they're bringing up stuff from like 2019 in this reading. It's 2025. So that's 6 years. So for some of us, there's been something really big brewing in the background here. It's not just about copycats and people stealing our work. And for me, that's like 10th on the list, but that's also being investigated because we're empaths. And I feel like we're so used to just being like, it's fine, whatever, it's fine. I'll just be the bigger person. I'll just move on. Just let them have it. I don't really care. This is being brought up as evidence in a court of law. That's the way that I'm seeing this. This is not like, oh, let's just let bygones be bygones. This is not about that, guys. So even the things that we don't care about, they are being judged. And we might even feel like a little bit ashamed, embarrassed. We might be in fear of what's going to happen to these people, because for some of us, this stuff drove us to the brink, right? So if that energy goes back onto them, and it's not even really back onto them, it's more that they are reaping what they have sowed. So it's not really like a return to sender sort of a vibe. This is like they have created their own hell. And everything that was done to you or not done, because for some of you, they neglected you on purpose and then they laughed at you as you struggled and almost died out there. This is all coming back on them, but in their own personal hell. Everybody's different. Everybody suffers differently. Certain things matter to certain people more. So I'm seeing a group of entities. This is the dark side here. They're all gathering together. They know these people. This is the monitoring spirits. They know these people like the back of their hand. So they are curating, as we speak, a personal hell for these people. And there's going to be a side of us that's like trying to stop this from happening because we barely survived, right? We know we're strong. We know that we beat the odds, that we're the underdog. We rose above it. We know that not many people would have gotten out of the situations that we got out of. So now that we're understanding that all of this is coming to the surface, all of these receipts, all of this evidence is now clear and they're having a proper judgment. It's a spiritual judgment, guys. It's like standing before the throne of God, right? Now that this is happening, I'm seeing these people literally shaking on the ground, fully prostrate, not even on their knees, bending down before whoever the superior is. Because for some of you, it's not even God. It's like it's like one of God's elders, you know. It's like in the book of Revelation, how there's the thrones around the throne. I'm not saying every single thing is accurate and this and that. I'm just saying it's something like that because I've seen it. I've seen it. I have so many stories I could tell you. And to be honest with you, I haven't wanted to share them. I haven't even wanted to write them in a book because the second I release anything that actually fucking matters to me, it gets ruined. It gets destroyed. It gets desecrated. So these things are holy to me. My stories, what I have gone through, what I have seen, what I know, it's not gatekeeping. It's these motherfuckers stole everything from me, and I'm not going to let them take my sacred information. But we're coming into a time where the people that would, they're going to be a little bit tied up. For some of them, this is like a straitjacket. For others, this is prison. These bars, right? With the orange jumpsuit here. Do I wish this on people? No. Did they wish it on us? Yes. Did they reap the benefits from sucking you dry and leaving you for dead on the side of the road? Presto. Have most of us moved on with our lives and have learned how to survive in our own way and made a way for ourselves and learned how to make money and found a place to live and, you know, possibly connected with one or two people that we can trust to talk about if we're lucky? Yes. Does that mean that all of this shit is just gonna like disappear like it never happened? No. Because what these people don't understand is that there is a God. And there is a law that they must follow, and they haven't followed it. It's as simple as that. It's not even about like, oh, this and that, revenge and their judgment and they're gonna get and karma. But say we take all the religion out of it. Say we take out the karma. Say we take out the reap what you sow. Say we take out the angels and the judgment and the throne and all that, and we just go atheist. What has been done here is illegal, right? Whether it's through abuse, whether it's through literally stealing from you, whether it's through some sort of weird voyeurism that you would have the legal right to put a restraining order. Because the things that happen in the spiritual realm, yes, they're hidden, but they have a funny way of coming to the surface, don't they? So maybe they're not going to be revealed in the fullness of what they did to you in the light, but certain things will pop out here and there. They'll do something creepy that you could call the cops about. They'll steal money that you could show on your bank statement that it was taken out of your account and it wasn't you. You know, this is stuff that they're almost as if it's almost as if they're metaphors for what's happening spiritually and it manifests physically. And you might not think at first that they're connected, but I've started to realize the connections because I have so much Virgo. The connections where something will happen spiritually and then something will manifest physically. That isn't the exact same thing, but it's like similar. Do you know what I'm saying by that? It's hard to put this stuff into words. Yeah. Magician with the death card. Some of you, they literally did so much magic against you so that you would end your life. They wanted you to just end your life because they didn't want to be caught. Not because they hated you so much. And I know that burns my ego. I'm going to be honest with you. It's like, at least if you were like my arch nemesis or something and it's like you wish me dead, it's like at least that would be like a good story to tell. You know, I'm dead, but at least it's like a crazy story that goes in the other myths, and I'll come back in the next life and I'll figure it out next time. Nice to see you guys, you know, it was a good life. But no, this is not even that interesting. They just were like using you, and they just wanted to like off you so that they didn't get caught. Like, that's what pisses me off the most, is that it's not even, it's almost like you could just swap you out for another person and they'd be doing the same shit. How many cards of death are we gonna see? Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. It's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. This is a collective timeless reading. We're going to get 3 cards. It drains all of my energy out to the point that I just stare at the wall and I can't create. My whole existence is like creation. Since I was a kid, all I do is create. We have the sun, solar plexus. And I've tried to shield my energy, Brooke Shields. Some of you understand what I'm talking about. Where it's like you didn't want this eye to be able to find you. So it's like you cloaked your sun. Like when I was 14, 15 years old, I started dressing in like all black. I like put my hood up. It's like I didn't want to sing anymore. I didn't want to show my body at all. I feel like I didn't even come into proper like puberty or adolescence because I was so fucked up at that time that I don't feel like I had an experience that caused me to like become a woman. Does that make sense? Okay. It says never leave home, and for some reason when I looked at that, I thought it said never leave this house. For some of you, it's like you were 7 of Swords. For some of you, I'm seeing them like connecting you with a dog collar and a leash, and you weren't like allowed to leave the house. Obviously, it's not that for everybody, but that could just even be like the energy. You could have even had like a crazy abusive ex that cut you off from all your friends and family, and they like wouldn't let you leave the house anymore, but all the while they were the one cheating on you. It's like judgment. All of this shit, all these different things from all these different people, it's like it's all being judged. Because once they started to pull the string, it's like all of this other stuff was connected. They could have had one person that caught their eye. That it's kind of like, say somebody is like on FBI's Most Wanted, and then they get caught for stealing a pack of gum at the gas station, and that's what takes them in. It's something crazy like that, guys. They went too far this time, or they got sloppy or something. We're just gonna do these quick. This whole message, I just feel this pressure on me, saying these things to me. Give up. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear you. You're worthless. Your life is pointless. Everything that you've lived up until this moment, it's been pointless, 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 pointless. The other day, I wrote something down, and I wrote it on paper so that I would realize how crazy it was, because I kept hearing it, and I was just like, that is not me. And it's not intrusive thoughts, like, that's a different thing. That's, like, a whole different thing. This is, like, an actual audible voice speaking these thoughts to me, and they come along with emotions, and I've dealt with this since I was a kid. When I started seeing demons when I was a kid in my room, and I had to sleep in my parents' bedroom, all the while, it's like I went to go sleep with the demons, but anyways. So I wrote on a piece of paper, "You are a pointless bitch." And I was just like, who that's not even like that's not even like a real sentence. You're a pointless bitch. So somebody was trying to, well, it's really an entity, let's be real. Human beings, they don't have power like that. This is ancient old magic, right? That's being exposed as we speak, but this is what was happening. They were trying to instill in me that I am pointless, like my life is pointless, my work is pointless, my presence is pointless, everything I say and do is pointless, nobody listens to me, nobody cares, everything I say is pointless, 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 pointless. It's like it was consistent. So I don't know if somebody was doing like compulsive magic on me and that's what was causing that. But to me, this is a regular fucking Tuesday. Like this, I can tell you 5 stories from this past week. That's why I do what I do, because I'm like, I'm battling for my life regardless. So I might as well put myself on stage in the spotlight and talk about it, so it at least can help other people feel less alone. Even if I don't have the answers, I'm like, it's better. It's also safer for me because it's like if more people know what's going on, if I just disappear, then people will be like, I wonder what happened to Melissa Gordon. Now, I'm not saying I'm some paranoid freak moving around thinking that somebody's trying to kill me, but I'm also not saying that, you're the original. And that's going to be proven. And this is what I mean by that. Cuz there's so many like readings and stuff about like copycat and sorry, and destiny swapping, and I feel like half the time we're kind of like not really sure what we're actually saying. We just know something resonates. And so we're like, yeah, that's what's happening. And a group of us are like, yeah, that's what's happening. So this is what I mean by you're the original. It's not about stealing your stuff, guys. It's not about stealing your money or your ideas or energy draining you to the point that you can't even function anymore. It's much deeper than that. It's understanding where all of that energy has gone. Like, imagine your energy is all over the world right now. Like, it's in a seashell in Belize, it's in some guy's shorts in Guatemala. It's over in Iraq somewhere in some food. Like, your energy is dispersed all over the world. Like, it's in the water. Like, this would be like taking all the pieces of yourself back, and everyone can see that all of those pieces were originally you. And it's not even about everybody else. You're going to be able to see yourself in one place, because so many of us have felt, and I see it in the comments all the time, displaced or scattered, or like some of us don't even know like what's going on. And I'm not saying that you don't know what's going on, meaning like you don't know how to like live your life and function. For some of us, we live like a perfectly normal looking life and we're functional. Yeah, look. The 5 of Wands and the Ace of Cups in the reverse, but we have these people around us that claim to love us, but actually they are draining us of all of our water, and they're starting all of this drama and fights and chaos and energy work around us to the point that we cannot function. I have tried to explain this to a couple people close to me, this phenomenon of feeling drained, like I can't do anything, I can't think. It feels like there's energy surrounding me. I feel scared at night. I feel like there's a murderer in the house. I feel like energy's trying to kill me, that energy hates me, that I'm being stalked, that people are stealing my stuff, that I'm being drained, that people are jacking off and they're stealing my energy that way. Like I try to explain this shit, and I'm telling you, the way some of these people have responded to when I have explained that showed me that they were part of it. Does that make sense? It showed me that they were part of it. The things I was describing, they were part of it. Right? And I feel for most of us, we're so numb to this that we're just like, yeah, of course. That's been going on. I've known that. I've known that for years. I've known that for lifetimes. All right. To me, that's why I went into a depression, is because it's almost just like I couldn't fight anymore. And it's not fair, because it's like how I was saying before. It's not even like these people hate us and they're arch nemesis and it makes a crazy book. It's like, no. I was so depressed and still struggle every day because I don't even want to talk about it. All right. 1, 2, and 3. I feel like there's somebody here who understands that could be coming in. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just like, and I'm fine. I don't want you to be like actually concerned here. I'm just saying I'm taking my mask off. I'm just being honest with you guys that I struggle with this stuff. Like my entire life I've been a creative, and I have so many memories of just sitting with my guitar and I'm just like slumped over my guitar, because the second I started, like say I have 4 songs, and I am putting out new music soon anyways, but this was years ago. Say I have like 4 songs that I'm going to put out on an EP, and they're all written and everything. I'm so excited. I have the cover art. I know the concept of the album. I know what sort of artwork I'm going to do. I bought like the props for it, whatever. I'm just saying as an example. I've done this shit for years. I've done all this stuff for years. It's like something would happen where all of a sudden every bit of energy to even like live would be taken, and it was supernatural. It wasn't just like, oh, you're tired or you work too hard, or you need to take breaks, or just record one song at a time, or just slow down and just you'll get it done. This is like I felt like I could not do it. And I'm getting angry because it's like it just makes me sound like I'm dumb, or I'm crazy, or I'm exaggerating or something. But I know my energy, and I know you guys know your energy. You know when something changes. You know yourself. Like, I am the sort of person that I can go for 10 straight hours on something, probably because I'm neurodivergent, special interest, whatever. It's like I will zone in on something for like, I'm telling you, 10 fucking hours, and I will come out tomorrow I could make a video on how to do something. Like, say it's how to create your own t-shirt. Just say that, for example. I will, like, 10 hours straight figure out how to do every little thing, and then I'll be able to teach it by tomorrow. Like, I know myself. I know what I'm capable of. I know my mind, I know my brain, I know how it works. I know that I can do these long stretches and I'm cool. Like, it gives me joy to be like that. So, this is just an example, guys. So, I'm saying, so things like this could be happening to you or have happened to you. Again, I'm only telling all this stuff because I'm hoping it brings up memories in you for your own story. It's like the second I would get ready to actually release it to the world, everything was gone. I felt dark. I felt Sometimes I would feel like I wanted to end my life all of a sudden and I was just happy like 5 minutes ago, or I would start to feel like my life is pointless, nothing I say matters, nobody listens to me, nobody cares. People think I'm fat and ugly and I'm bad at playing guitar and my voice sucks and I'm guys, this is not like regular insecurities. Like we all have insecurities, right? Like I know myself. Again, I'm going back to that. This is for you as well. I know myself. I know what insecurities I have, right? I've worked through a lot of it. I'm able to perform even if I feel like a fucking loser. Like I'll just still stand there and play my song the whole time through. I'll be hearing, "You're a loser, you're a freak, nobody cares, you suck." And I'll just keep playing cuz I've gotten used to that. I've learned how to use that shit and just still power through anyway. But this is what Spirit's saying today. You're going to actually be able to enjoy your life now because they're doing something. They've been doing something. For some of us, I mentioned like 2018, 2019, and I feel like something truly changed in the matrix in 2020 with COVID on a global scale. Because it was global, it was the entire globe. You don't see that every day, even with like wars. This is whatever happened. I'm not going to get into the conspiracies. Whatever happened back there, it changed something. Let's just keep it simple. Something happened, something changed. There was a split or something. I don't know. People talk about the split of like the consciousnesses and going to 5D and blah, blah, blah. I don't fucking know, and I really don't care. All I know is that something happened. I had a dream that I was walking through this like sports bar and everybody was loud in there and drinking and they were watching the game. I walk all the way back through the bar out the like back door where the employees go. And there was these little steps, right? And on those steps, there was a basket with all my stuff in it. A picture of me, my like capo for my guitar, a little like journal, just like all my little like bits and bobs, right? So there was all that stuff in there with a note of my family saying goodbye to me forever. And it was around the time of COVID. And in the dream, I understood this was a blue pill, red pill situation. Like, they were making it seem like they were leaving me behind, but in reality, do you see what I'm saying? Everything's backwards. Everything's flipped. Everybody tried to make you look like a fucking freak, weirdo, crazy, like loser that has nothing. You have no money, you have no skills, you have no talents. Everything that's good about us is because we got it ourselves, but in reality, you were the scapegoat. They stole it all from you. They were all your ideas. They were your clothes, your money, your talents. It's like they're trying to make you, because they're in the Matrix, seem like, because in the Matrix, this is true. In the Matrix, we do look like that. In the Matrix, we do look crazy. In the Matrix, we do look like fucking losers, right? And that's part of this. That if you want to go Christian with it, You're persecuted for my sake. That's what Jesus said. You are persecuted because you are spiritually enlightened. You are destroyed. You are martyred. You are killed. You are assassinated publicly for your character or otherwise because you follow me. Jesus's words. Doesn't have to be Jesus if you don't prescribe to that. I still do, even though I'm no longer a Christian, I do still serve Jesus, but I just have a bigger worldview. I have other, I follow other deities. I have other relationships. I have other schools of thought, religions, and understandings that I now hold that I was actually not able to hold and secretly held anyways, even though it was against everybody in my life at the time, and I was excommunicated from the church because of it. But that's for another day. See, that's just one more layer. My story of being like excommunicated from the church, it's just, it doesn't matter. It's all the same energy. Card number 1, 2 of Swords. Card number 2, Page of Swords. Card number 3, the Emperor. Somebody in a position of authority has witnessed something. This to me reminds me of like the Masonic rituals. I'm hearing ritual abuse. It doesn't have to be Masonic, guys, but there's ritual abuse within many different cults, within many different religions. I'm hearing ritual abuse though. So this part of the message is more specific because being blindfolded and having to do certain rituals, I've talked about humiliation rituals before. This stuff it's gruesome. And it was all for money for most here with the Devil. It's energy well, I should say it's not all for money, it's for energy. And energy can equal money. But with the Devil too, that's Capricorn and Saturn. Money and status. 10 of Pentacles. So this has to do with them looking better than you. And it's not even about better than you. Again, they don't care about you. Let's save ourselves 35 years in therapy and let this shit go and move on with our lives. Because hatred and thinking people hate us and being obsessed with like, just, how do I explain this? They're still tricking you. They're still tricking you. They're still tricking you. Even if you are enlightened to all of it and you know it's them and they're energy vampires and they're stealing from you and that was my inheritance and my money and my ideas and it does. I'm just trying to save you a lot of time because I've been on this journey for at least 10 solid years, right? But much longer than that. It's been my entire life that I started trying to figure this shit out when I was a kid. Like I would ask these crazy questions when I was like 5, right? But I would say the last 10 years have been hyper fixated on this. What's going on? Why do I feel like this? This isn't right. Because I did so much work in myself. I did so much healing, so much counseling, so much like I lost a bunch of weight. I got off drugs and alcohol. I worked through a lot of my like codependency shit. I went no contact with people that were narcissistic. I got my money up. I educated myself. I started multiple businesses. I had my own ministry. I was always taking courses and classes. Like I felt like me. I had a bunch of investments. I spent 2.5, 3 years in the stock market every single morning. I was part of a stock market group, 9:30 a.m. at the bell. I learned how to read charts, chart analysis from an expert that specialized in that, in options trading specifically. I learned how to not only make money, but to invest my money. Do you see what I'm saying here? I built myself up out of a hole to the point where I did everything. that I knew to do. So when I hit a point in the fucking road, and it was like 2021 when my faith deconstructed, when I hit a point in the road where literally everything was gone, even my faith was gone, like Jesus was the only thing I had. When I was half dead, I would tell my testimony at church, Jesus saved my life. If it wasn't for Jesus. So I went into psychosis because of that. And I had nobody and nothing. And my back, like I couldn't walk around, but I couldn't walk for like a year and a half. And it felt like everybody at that time just like disappeared. Like I'm not going to tell that. When I was down, I was mocked. When I was down, I was humiliated, is what I'm trying to say. And I was overweight at that time. I had gained a lot of weight back too. So the way I was humiliated, I thought it was because I was fat and undesirable at that point. So my point is, really my point is, because against all motherfucking odds, I'm an emperor. So fuck you and fuck you too. Because that's how I really feel. It's like I should be dead, and yet somehow I have my own business. There's so much I could say. I don't have to prove anything. I know where I have been and where I am now, money-wise, success-wise. Like, and it's not even about this YouTube channel. I'm talking about behind the scenes in my private life that no one can take away from me. So this is what this reading is. I did everything, and many of us have too, to, against all odds, become what we have become. And it doesn't have to do with money or anything like that. It has to do with who you are inside. You could be living out of your car, and you know what I'm talking about. You could have been almost killed. You could have, like, your family, you're completely segregated from your family, your friends turned on you, you had crazy exes, like you could have overcome drugs and alcohol or other addictions. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter about money or status or fame or any of that shit. You could be living out of your car with your freaking dog, dude, right now. And you are connected to the oneness of all that is in the universe, and you are happy. And these motherfuckers can't understand how that's possible. So what they're after is that. Your light, your soul. They want to eat your soul. And they're going to be eating it as their last meal in prison for some of them. Because metaphorically speaking, we've already regenerated. It's like, okay, maybe they ate our soul or whatever, but it's like we were reborn in this same life. It's like you already died for some of us here. If you know, you know. It's like a walk-in. You know what I'm saying. You could have even felt like, I'm a different person. I don't know how to explain how that is. For some of us, the old version of us was so dehumanized that it's like it finally just like laid its head down and died, and like the spirit just like went up, and then a new one came in. But it's almost as if for some of us, we're still living the same life, but it's like we died and we're already reincarnated within the same life. And I will say, Richard Rohr, one of my mentors, who is a Catholic priest, he's a friar under the Order of St. Francis of Assisi. He talks about this in his book, The Universal Christ. I believe it is. I've read a few of his books, but I think it's in that one, where he talks about, I think it's called Falling Upward. He talks about the two phases of life where what I'm talking about here, this reincarnation thing, this is actually a form of spiritual enlightenment where we're not meant to just be the original. He talks about the first half of life is about creating that container, who we are, who our friends are, our family is, our persona, our job, our interests, right? The second half of life is all about who we are outside of all of that. Another way to say it is you've left the matrix. Another way to say it would be you've been born again by the blood of Jesus Christ. Another way to put it would be, you've achieved some sort of nirvana or some sort of enlightenment that puts you outside of everything. And a lot of us obtain this enlightenment through suffering. Life is suffering, and that's a Buddhist state of mind for a reason. I want to know about this Two of Swords. I wake up every day even more fired up. I used to be an evangelist. I wake up every day. It's like just when it's like I'm fading away, it's like something happens where I get filled with the power of the Holy Spirit again. I'm going to say it like that just out of respect for my past. Filled with the power of God to where when I'm weak, that's when I'm actually the strongest, because when I'm about to give up and I have like nothing left, the universe fills me with that cosmic power that's way more powerful than the old energy that I had anyway. So all these motherfuckers could be draining energy, and we just keep getting more. We just keep getting filled with more and more and more and more. They can't stop you. They can't kill you. They can't thwart you. Not entirely. And we've lived like that. We've lived like that for a lot of us here. This is this reading, though. We could have found a way to assimilate, to acclimate, to get used to this, whatever this is for you. But there's something happening right now where something has put them away here. What is it? Something was seen by an authority. This is like a pop-up or a walk-in or a shapeshifter, and it's a family member. They're the ones that were doing this. For some of you, it could be like a partner, like you have kids with this person. Ace of Wands. For some of you, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. This was somebody coming into your room at night, Ace of Wands, that made you want to like end your life with the Death card. There's something about a burden that someone has lived with here that's about to go back to who it belongs to, right? Now, it's not that for everybody. For some, this is energy harvesting through the fire element. Like, this is your get up and go. We have this Aries energy here. This is like Mars, right? It's like how I talked about before, how you feel like you're just like going down like this and you just like can't do anything anymore, and you just like don't want to go out and you don't want to connect and you don't want to create and you don't want to go to your job, and it's like, is there any way I can get like government assistance because I can't function in the world? Like, that's this. It's like there was somebody that would come in, drain all of your energy, and then bounce. But for some of you, the way they were able to originally get that connection in was through some sort of either direct hands-on abuse or through projecting like death towards you. I don't know what that means for everybody, but it's just dark, dark energy with the Nine of Swords that would make you those thoughts I was talking about earlier, remember? Or that would make you feel like paranoid or like you can't trust anybody. Tell us about this Emperor and the Page of Swords. This person had an eye on your case. I'm hearing my eyes on the sparrow. High Priestess. This is all in the astral. With the Tower. There's a tower for a feminine archetype here because of what they've stolen. What does it tell us about that? Because we have the Emperor and the Empress now. The Three of Wands. Or you're the Empress, what they've stolen from you. With the Moon. I'm hearing remote viewing from afar. This is something from afar. Sending you like insanity and confusion and like racing thoughts and paranoia. This is such a big message, guys. It's hard to unpack in one episode. We have the Judgment. Yeah, this is a formal judgment with the Queen of Swords. This is legal. What exactly was witnessed? They're hearing it's different for everybody, but you were like in the dark about where this was coming from or how it was accessing you. Because for some of us, we're like success stories, in our own way. Like, we know ourselves. And so for us, it's like, I'm better than I was yesterday, sort of a thing. Like, we know where we used to be and where we are now. Like, some of us have kicked addictions or have left abusive relationships or are making more money now, or we went back to school or whatever. Even if you're on your way now and you feel like you don't have a lot, you do. We have the King of Swords as well. Can you just tell us a little about the Two of Swords and like the Knight of Wands and the Ten of Cups? Because there's something. The Eight of Wands. All right, they're saying we'll get more messages on it. With the Ten of Swords. There's more messages coming in on this, and we'll talk more about it. But they wanted you to know with this reading that it is seen and understood by an authority. I'm hearing authorities. That you are the original. And it's not about proving that you're the original. I hope this is making sense. It's not about, I told you I was the original. That was my work, or that was my money, or that was my inheritance. That was my energy. It's not about that. This is like, help me explain the spirit on this last note. Imagine it like a courtroom. Imagine it like SVU, right? Where it could have even been considered like a cold case or something. Like some of us, we don't even want to talk about this. We don't want to look at it. We just want to move on with our lives and like focus on that. But this is being brought up now, not to trigger you, but to show you vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, right? That's that. Whether you believe in that or not, it's just the sentiment, right? Even if you don't prescribe to that, it's just the sentiment. All the stuff that I'm seeing the Moon, that you were just quietly suffering through. Some of you, I'm seeing you like praying to God, like, please help me, like, just through the years in different situations, every single tiny bit of evidence. It's like I'm seeing them bringing up these like clips on a TV. This entire time, this has been recorded. Like those like ring camera systems when you walk on by somebody's garage or something. You are being recorded. That's what I'm seeing here. And some of us might be like, well, why did God just sit idly by while I was suffering and I was crying out for justice? Because God knew that you would still, against all odds, become the person you are today. And then on top of it, when you cross that proverbial finish line, at the end would be your justice, would be the judgment. So he wanted to give you double. They wanted to give you double. It's the story of Job. Job lost everything. His entire life burned to the ground, and then he almost died from all of these like diseases and shit, right? And he was like God's beloved. The story is it's a between God and the devil is like, "Oh, if Job is like so your servant and like loves you so much, then I dare you. Why don't you just test Job? Take away all of his money, take away his family, see if he still serves you then." That's like this. So everything, basically, God moved to the side, whatever, whether you believe this or not, this is the story. God moved aside and Satan came in and was able to have like control over the situation and tortured Job, killed his family, stole all his money. Basically, fast forward to the end of the story, which is our whole story if you're identifying with this. At the end, Job, he made it through and then God blessed him with double. That's what I'm seeing here. So not only have you survived all of this shit, now you're going to be blessed with double of what you would have originally had if you were just left unharmed. Do you understand what I'm saying with that? This is... For some of us, we signed up for this, and I'm sure you don't want to hear that, but I identify with that. The world. Because for some of us, we had to have some sort of an integration, and this is like a long-term vision. This is like 2,000 years. Like, we're thinking about the next 2,000 years. We're not just thinking about the next 2 years. We're thinking about the next 2,000. And we're like, all right, I got to come in this life. I got to do all this bullshit so that I can integrate something in my soul so that then in the next life, I can start my real work. Sort of a thing. This is big stuff. Justice. Temperance. You've had angels with you the entire time. You're just like this kid just like walking through life, like trying to make it through all the booby traps you were going through, and the angels were with you the entire time. So you had protection, even if you feel like you did not have protection, or you felt... I'm gonna close on this, guys. Or you felt like alone. You actually were never alone. And the angels couldn't intervene because for some of us here, this was a contract. This is kind of like, say you're about to jump into a portal and you tell everybody in the room, you tell all the angels, all the guides, all the people, all the ancestors, you're like, no matter how hard I beg, do not let me give up on this mission. It's something like that. I can't speak for everybody, but it's something like that. You will have everything returned to you back to its original order times 2. So these people as well will unfortunately... They've curated a personal hell for themselves. And that's not something to celebrate. But it is what it is. It's coming through like 9/11 right now. Like, this is that level, like on a cosmic scale, like an event like that. I have my beliefs about things like that happen because of energies that like join. And there's something here about dynasties falling through these smaller cases, like all of our individual lives, like as this crumbles and falls, it affects the grand scheme of things. Does that make sense? So something like 9/11 or like a war or whatever could be to come, not to scare you, just saying. There's something that's happening right now collectively that all of these smaller cases that impact each and every one of us that are our life stories, as all of this stuff comes to the surface, it begins to crumble the bigger structure. It's like it's beginning to crumble the matrix from the inside. Remember Y2K when they thought all of our banks were going to be fucked up and everything because they had not coded into the program the year 2000? I'm seeing an analogy like that here. There's something about the collective consciousness was raised, like it started to go into this new era. And so all of this other stuff is like crumbling, and that's not a great example because Y2K, it never did happen like they feared it would. But I'm seeing something like that here. I'm hearing something about the Mayan calendar, and I don't know all of what they're saying with that, but this is like, matriarchs, patriarchs, systems crumbling, corporate greed. Like, this is bigger than just us, but we're seeing it manifesting on a smaller scale. I love you guys. I know this was a heavy one. I hope you appreciate me like telling some of my story because I've been like extra high priestess for the past like 5 years. Like I haven't even like talked to anybody if I'm really honest with you. Just because I've seen what's happened. Something's happening though here, and this is like something official. Like they have some sort of irrefutable evidence that can be prosecuted in court. It's like especially with like sexual assault cases and stuff, like they need like a lot of witnesses to come forward. Like there are certain laws that are in place that make it, let me say it the opposite way. It's hard to prosecute some of our cases without irrefutable evidence, and someone here has gained some sort of irrefutable evidence. Now, for some of you, I'll finish on this. For some of you, this is you. This is like you. This is like the higher version of you that like you're doing some weird like backwards feed like from the future, and you're like giving your present self information from the future that's like, or from the past, I'm hearing, that's like proving something. Like you could be doing past life regressions, understanding who you were in a past life and like connecting the dots to this life. Because it manifests differently in every life, but it's the same energy if we don't work through the cycles. So I feel for some of us, we're like, in a past life, this was my husband. In this life, it was my dad, but it was the same abuse, just as an example, right? Or, whatever. But for some of you, this is like some other person. For some, this is like your divine counterpart, and they are, I don't know. They have some sort of intel or something. Regardless, this is proving something that couldn't otherwise be proven in the past. And it's happening for more than one person. So I love you guys. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. Whew. I need like a break after this. I hope that you guys appreciate these reads. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Thank you to all who donate and support the show. I really appreciate you guys. If you want to book a personal, you can always email me. I have new music coming out soon that I'm excited to share with everybody. Remember, you can always listen to the Metamystic Show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST, as well as on my YouTube channel at The Metamystic. I put out shorts every single day on my TikTok and my YouTube and my Instagram, just mini readings. They're like 3-minute readings that I just read for the collective every day. And a lot of the time they do tie into the stuff that I talk about on the show and vice versa. So if you're interested in getting daily readings, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.